Good day, dear believers. This is your brother Henry Joseph. There is something I'd like to share with us all today, and it's titled Recognizing and Understanding the Voice of God. As believers, one of the things that we must prioritize our time on is to be able to recognize the voice of God so we can adequately know where He is going and where He's leading us to. The Bible says, "And my sheep hear my voice, and when they hear my voice, they know and they recognize my voice, and they follow me to wheresoever I'm going." So one of the reasons why God speaks to us is because He wants us to follow Him into every season and into every place where He is domiciled or where He is going to. So in the book of John chapter 10 verse 27, it says, "My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me." Could this mean that there are people that God speaks to, and because we're in the midst of the world, in the midst of crowd, they hear too, and they can pretend to follow? But He later says, and He knows them. So you might hear His voice and pretend to follow, even when you know that He's not your master, and you're not submissive to Him. But He knows them that are of Him and those that belong to Him. The fold of Jesus consists of believers who hear, obey, and do what He has asked them to do. And the second set of sheep that I categorize here are those that are called the unbelievers. They are not called unbelievers because they don't just obey or believe in Jesus. They are called unbelievers because they hear, but they don't obey and heed to the voice of the shepherd. So if this ever happens to you, make sure you immediately speak back to God if you want Him to continue speaking to you on what He wants you to know. So Samuel never understood the voice of God, and so he ran 3 times to Eli. Now, this particular pattern of God speaking to new believers who have not yet recognized His voice, this is how He does it. And he does it multiple times, always. Whenever He wants to speak to you and it's the first time you're hearing His voice, this is how He do it. This is how He does it. It happened to me also, and I've heard several testimonies of people around it happens to them. So this particular pattern of God speaking to Samuel was repeated to me, and the voice that I heard when God spoke to me was the voice of my sister. So I was standing with my neighbors after I came up from meditation, from the room. So I went upstairs and I stood with my neighbor's children. So we were just talking, right? And while we were talking,